And I call this meeting to order. I apologize for our tardiness. We were in executive session, which Solicitor Soltis will explain in a second. Before we get to public comment, I need to read a statement, please. I need to announce that, the Finance Director, Shelton, has copies of the 2024 audit and any interested council members to come and see him after the meeting if any of the council members would like one. And secondly, before we get into public comment, I would like to introduce the new members of our Borough Council. Where's Brad? Is Brad over here? And anything you'd like to say?
Thank you for the opportunity to serve.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
And we have a new student member also, Adeline. Welcome.
Turn your mic on.
I have it on.
Adeline.
Of your mic, do you want to say anything?
Just thank you.
That's good. Thank you. And then we have a new mayor, Heidi. Thank you. You're welcome. And we'll go down here somewhere. We have Matt,
Matt Funk, Ward 3, thank you.
and we have Isaac.
Isaac Riston, Ward 5. Ready to be here.
Okay, thank you. So we're committed to doing the right thing for the borough. So we're excited to start off this evening. And the first thing we have is public comment. We have Mr. Holt. I'd like to talk about the CDBG amendment. If you would, please.
And some other things, just a shorthand. Robert Holt from the 3rd Ward. I find it disturbing that a $60,000 transaction gets lumped under consent agenda. And anytime you have that kind of money, whatever the reason, my understanding is the project came under cost and some of the grant funding is going to be returned. But anytime you have that kind of a sizable financial transaction, it shouldn't be on a consent agenda. There should be some discussion among the council so that they and the public understand it. I'm going to turn to the committees, the appointments of the committees, and the reorganization of the committees. And I just find it's a non sequitur to see that the Public Works Committee is being merged with the Enhancement Committee. It doesn't seem to follow any logic other than the old guard wants to circle the wagons and keep control of what's happening and the decisions that are being made and ignore the will of the voters who said they wanted change. But that just seems to make no sense that you have two disparate committees lumped into one under one chairman, and also removes the opportunity for the public to have ample opportunity to comment and present positions on the issues being considered under both of those topics. Under 904, I just can't understand why it's difficult for anybody to conceive the logic or the merits of cutting away some of the bureaucracy that involves the public library organization. And actually, I just don't see why you even need a board of governors anymore. You can set the audit financial advisors aside and just strip some of that bureaucracy and have the library report directly to the Borough Council, remove some of the middleman, remove some of the politics and favoritism. And it never seems to amaze me how the same group of names manage to somehow get reappointed over and over and over again. But that seems to be a common theme in the appointments for these committees, because there's some people who are appointed to two citizens in the community that are appointed to two committees, in some cases 3 committees, and not some of those people are not on the list tonight. But it just seems to me that you could stretch out, reach out into the community, get to know it better, and find more different faces, more different perspectives than just appointing the same people over and over and over again. And lastly, I'll offer of statement of endorsement for the appointment of Lieutenant Joseph Bunty as the police chief. And it's a good decision, and I hope it becomes a permanent one.
Thank you. Sandy. Sandy Mao.
Sandy Mao, General Delivery. Just a few questions going down through here. The consent agenda, number 502, is it possible to have your packets made available, like the budget? Because every time we come to one of these meetings, it's just general information, no specific bills identifying any bills or payments or whatever. So if you could view the budget at the office, could we view the packet?
I'll refer that to the borough manager.
Okay.
And she'll get back to you.
And 503, which project are we talking about here? Refresh my memory.
The grant regarding, is that the one, oh, go ahead.
Okay, Dawson.
Doss Alley grant.
Yes.
Okay, 504, and Matt, this probably comes to you. Is there a reason why the other A, B, and D are not using the main field, Field A, and only the Outlaws are using it?
What's your question again?
Under D, A, B, and D are not using the main field.
I would assume.
Only
that's
the Southwest Outlaws are using the field, according to what I read, unless I read it wrong.
We'll check into that. I would assume
Okay.
that's their choice.
Okay. And when will the disposition of records be identified?
I'm sorry, which one?
Number 505, it says disposition of records, but it doesn't specify which records or when it's going to occur.
They're in the packet, Barb.
Oh,
And
what's
the
he talking
number
about?
just
I'm
needs
sorry.
to be put in when we have a resolution. When the resolution is approved, the number will be used.
I didn't hear what you said.
The
We're checking
disposition
here.
of records,
Oh, the records are being destroyed.
yeah, as,
They're old.
yeah, they're gonna be, I thought they were here. Here they are.
Here we
They're
are.
in the packet and in the online packet as
Okay.
well. We just have to assign it a resolution number for council next week
Okay.
and finalize it, that's all.
And 801, where is the retreat being held? Is it at the library again?
We'll get to that when we get to that part on the agenda.
Okay. And 902, Public Works. What division does the repair of water main breaks fall under? Is that Public Works?
It just refers to when their meetings are going to be. That's
Okay.
all.
No, the reason why I bring it up is because they were called out on Christmas Eve and also Christmas Day to repair a water main break in Edgegrove and also one at the corner of Carlisle and Elm. And that one came in at 4:30 in the morning. And they were there most of the day. So they sacrificed the entire Christmas with their families. So I just want to say thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yep. Oh, 1201, the meetings of the Recreation Department are being changed. What time?
Generally, most of our meetings are held at 6:30. I don't
It's
know. I
it's
don't know the
it's
time of
switching
that.
from noon to 6:30?
I'm sorry?
The Recreation Board has been meeting, oh, no, that's the library board. Okay, I apologize.
You can see that if you read what it says, they changed it to the third Wednesday of each month. at
Right,
the
I know
council
the
chambers
third,
as opposed
I
to
didn't know if the
library.
time had changed.
Right.
It's at 5:30, the same as the other time.
I'm sorry?
5:30.
5:30, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Is that the time we're meeting before? I don't know.
Barb, what's 5:30?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
Oh.
Okay,
Barb, Barb, did you say 5:30 for
I
the
did, I
rec board?
corrected, yes, 5:30. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. We need to, first of all, take care of that, I guess. Solicitor Soltis, you help us with that.
Okay, thank you. So Councilwoman Funk is participating tonight by speakerphone due to a recognized exception under the Sunshine Act. So the way to do this in the meeting is a motion to amend the agenda to add an item, which is to authorize Councilwoman Funk to participate by speakerphone for tonight's meeting. And then we'll follow that with the actual motion. So we'll do the first.
Okay, we need a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second? Tim?
Second, yeah.
All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries.
Okay, so the next motion would be to authorize Councilwoman Funk to participate in this meeting by speakerphone.
Okay, we need a motion to do that.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, thank you. That motion was made and seconded. All in favor of that, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries.
The third item is to announce the executive session. Council had an executive session tonight from 6 to 7:10 regarding the appointment of a current borough employee and attorney-client matters regarding an easement agreement under Section 708A1 and A5 of the Sunshine Act.
Thank you. Moving ahead, looking at the consent agenda, do I have a motion for the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Barb,
Yes. I was going to ask,
I'm sorry, here. 50, can we pull out on that consent agenda several things? 503, which I need to understand better. 505, one question on no number being present. And hold on. Oh, 904, which is the approved appointments and reappointments, with putting it all together. If I or any council member would not be in favor of one of those, basically we would have to vote no on every one of them, and that's not being fair to the board or the commission.
904 is not on the consent agenda, Darlene.
It's on where?
It's just under governance, it's under finance, personnel, and administration.
Okay, when we get there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
So
just make a note, Barb, in case I get a coughing spell and have to walk away for a few minutes.
Okay, so you,
And, 905 too. Okay,
that's not on the consent
905.
agenda either. Okay.
No, it's not. It's further on down the list.
Right.
But just, can you help me with that, please?
Yeah, so you want to pull 503 and 505 out of the consent agenda, is that what you're saying?
That's correct, Barb.
Okay, all right. Okay, so let's do the consent agenda minus 503 and 505.
Or can I amend my
Would you amend
emotion
that
then?
motion?
I'll amend the emotion so that way it's 503 and 50. It's everything but 503 and 505.
Thank you. And who had that second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of that amended consent agenda indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. So we vote for the consent agenda, so now we have to look at 503. Am I correct?
Yes.
The CDBG grant, approve the amendatory community block development block grant contract for a decrease in funding of $59,311.39 for a revised grant amount of $189,144.97. Would you like, does someone like to
I make a
explain
motion to approve.
that? Oh, you want to approve it? All
What?
right. Second? Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second, yeah.
All right.
Now, is there, I guess, does Darlene want to have a discussion?
A discussion on that item? Any discussion on item? Yes.
I have some questions here. Was
Yes.
there a matching grant to that at all, or non-matching?
Eric,
I mean, was there a matching grant? I don't think there was, but I just want to make sure.
Yeah, Darlene, this is Eric. The CDBG is not a matching program, and simply what's being done here is we take an engineer's estimate of the project at the beginning. That's the amount we're awarded for by the county. When we're completed with the project, we match up our numbers. In this case, we got really good numbers, so we actually did not use all of the funding that was allocated to us by the county, and so this is simply an action to return that money back and make the books be whole.
Oh, I cannot make out what you're saying, Eric. I'm sorry.
So the CDBG grant is not a matching grant.
What?
The CDBG project is not a matching grant.
It's not a matching grant. Okay, good. And then that $189,144.97. That's what we are revising that grant. In other words, it was higher. It actually came to, oh my dear God, it came to $248,456.36 originally, correct?
The
And
actual
then,
completed.
They decreased that amount by $59,311.39. Correct?
Correct. The final project cost $189,144.97.
Okay, so Eric, I know there's a terrible echo on this phone. So what we would be and will be receiving since it's revised is to accept the 189.
Correct.
The 189,000 some odd dollars. Okay. Now, were we counting? Okay, we weren't counting on that originally to be revised, correct?
With the county's payment of $189,144.97, the borough is made whole. Our project is paid in its entirety.
So our project is paid in its entirety.
That is correct.
Without the $59,000.
Correct.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Thank you. That's all I needed to know, Eric. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eric. Any other questions? All right, we're going to vote on that. All in favor of approving that block grant contract indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
That motion carries. Thank you, Darlene. And the other question was number 505, disposition of records.
Motion to approve
Yeah,
records.
my question was,
Oh, wait.
oops,
We need sorry, just a minute, Darlene. We need a motion, first of all. We need a motion to approve that. Do I
Motion
hear a
to
motion
approve.
approve that?
Second.
Okay, did you get that? Okay, all right. Now, discussion. Your question,
the
Darlene.
only question I have, Barb, I'm not against the disposition of records, but there's no number given to it when we are to vote on it. Is there a reason for that, and can you explain it? I mean, if I'm asking for an explanation, it probably is somebody sitting out in the audience that
Margie can explain.
may have some curious questions about that. Why there is a blank?
We can explain
Darlene, this is Margie. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The number is not assigned until the council meeting next week. Therefore, if something happens and we don't use that number, we haven't wasted it on a resolution that isn't going to go through. So we will assign the number next week at council.
And then it's okay. All right, understood. Thank you.
Yep.
You okay on that one then?
Simple. Yeah,
Okay,
thank
all right.
you.
Okay. All in favor of approving that resolution indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Okay, then we go to Public Works and Facilities. The first one we have is approving the easement agreements with the owners and relocation of traffic lights and related appurtenances at Eisenhower Drive and Home Depot entrance as part of the Green Light grant-funded project construction. Motion?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing, no discussion, indicate, I'll ask for the vote. How many are in favor of this easement? Indicate by saying yes?
Aye.
I'm sorry, aye. Opposed? That motion carries then. We'll look at 602, approving the easement agreement for revised utility easements and encroachments related to the 319 Wilson Avenue project. I think you're going to
So
explain.
motion.
Who's going to explain that to us?
I think Mr. Maines will
Mr. Maines?
help us here.
Thank you.
Sure. So largely the efforts in front of you with 602 is actually a cleanup effort. If you've driven by Wilson, certainly you've seen all the activity out there. There's a number of things going on ranging from Stream Project, which is a stormwater authority project. There is also being contemplated a sanitary sewer relocation project. And as part of the Stream Project, there's actually a stormwater outfall pipe that's also going to have to be removed and relocated. So as part of all this, we need to kind of keep our house in order. We need to make sure that we have easements so that we can get into those facilities, take care of them, operate them, and when we change them around, we have to change the rights of way and the agreements that go along with them. So that's what this is. A lot of this would have been addressed in the future through the land swap, but the projects that are happening now are fast pacing the land swapping effort, and so we need to go through the effort of the agreement. We'd have to do it one way or the other. We're just going to do it first, and then we'll do the land swap effort later.
Any further questions?
Darlene's motion.
Did you make a motion?
Darlene did.
Darlene did. Thank you. I dare second to that. Second. Thank you. All right, all in favor of that indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Thank you, Eric. The next thing we have is under the Planning Commission, 118 Frederick Street. Do I hear a motion?
I move for the, do I need to read the entire thing out, or?
You can. Sure.
Oh, my goodness.
Second that motion.
The 118 Frederick Street, Section A, 7.01 Planning Commission.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions regarding that? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? That motion carries. Next, we have the governance and policy. We had discussion about this at Governance Committee. Anyone want to talk about that, or do we have an?
I make a
I'm sorry,
motion.
we have a motion approved.
I make a motion for the council retreat held on Saturday, March 21st, 2026.
Okay, and a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Any discussion?
Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes. Discussion.
I would, hold on. Unfortunately, I'll be out of town that day, taking my son back to Maine. I do apologize for that. This was kind of ahead of the curve. So I'd prefer to move it to the 28th if we could.
I'll amend my motion to the 28th.
All right, is there a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
Are you guys going to celebrate my birthday?
Absolutely.
Is it your birthday? That makes
Your birthday
it a
is
special
28th?
We're going
retreat.
to have a party?
Is it the 28th?
It's the 28th.
We're bringing
Make it?
cupcakes.
All right.
Oh,
I'll be
only
there.
cupcakes.
Thank you. Any questions regarding the change from the 21st to the 28th? Thank you, Brian. All right, we did have a motion and a second. All those in favor of that council retreat to be held on March 28, 2026, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Please put that in your calendar, and the times of that would be?
9 to 3.
And it would be right here.
9
right?
to 3.
9 o'clock to 3 o'clock here in this building.
Yes.
Next thing, under Finance, Personnel Administration, the transfer station, and do I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
I have a First and a second. Any questions regarding that transfer station hauling contract? Hearing no questions, I'll ask for the vote. All in favor of that indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Next thing, under Public Works, Facilities Enhancement Committee. Do I hear a motion for that, combining the committee meetings to be
So
held second
motion.
Wednesday?
Second.
So motion, Barb.
Thank you, Darlene. And all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. The next thing we have is the Council President's Committee assignments. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Second? Any questions regarding that, the 26, 27 assignments?
I do.
Yes.
I do, Barb.
Yes.
I'm just wondering, a lot of them that were not given both of their committees. Is there a reason for that? Usually when councilmen were appointed, each one was given 2 committees to sit on.
Well, I think
And
one-
apparently that hasn't followed through with these assignments. I'm just curious as to why that happened.
Well, I think we're down one committee. Any other comments you would like to make regarding that?
No,
What?
I did have a lot of staff input on this. So we worked together as a team, probably for the first time in a long time on this. And that's when we came to the conclusion of who was on what committee.
I can't hear.
Thank you.
can't hear a word.
Would you say that again? Louder?
I had a lot of input from staff on this for the first time, probably in a long time, to make sure the committees were going to be productive and moving forward. And that's where we came to the conclusion of who's on which committee.
Who's talking?
That was Tim. You also need to remember, you can come to any committee meeting as a council member. You don't have to be on the committee. You can come to any committee.
Oh, I know that. I know that. There's always been that way. I just wondered why. Well, normally it was divvied out two per committee, and that is completely changed this year. I was just curious as to why that happened.
Well, we do have one less committee, because two committees have been combined. And as Tim, you didn't hear Tim.
No, I know that was explained, but two committees into one makes one committee. But I'm looking at some that have just come on, in which are just getting their feet wet, and they were assigned to three. And then, an alternate, and there are some that only have one. And I don't understand. Okay, if I understood the selection process this time, I don't know. I just am absolutely puzzled by the whole thing.
You did not hear Tim's response. Tim indicated that he had a lot of staff input and work with people to determine those committees.
Did you talk to the people on council? As you know, to me, and I'm only gonna recommend this maybe for next year, whenever. I think each council member should have an opportunity to select one of the committees they would really like to serve on. And then the second committee that they're put on is done by president and vice president and staff.
Well, you can use that suggestion next year. This year, the committee assignments.
Well, I think it should be looked at, but I still don't understand the assignments for this year. It doesn't make any sense to me, and I've looked it over, thought about it, and it just doesn't make any sense. It's not rational. So let it go. But I thought I'd bring it up. It doesn't make sense to me. Maybe the rest of you, yes, but not to me.
Is there any other discussion, or are we ready to vote on this? All in favor of the committee assignments for 26-27 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
No.
No. All right.
No.
Got it. All right, that motion carries then. The next thing we have is, you had a question about 904, the appointments and reappointments.
Yes, I'd like to take them by board or commission, because if we take the whole thing, there are some that we definitely would approve, and others we may not. And if we take it as a whole, we're saying no to everything, and that wouldn't be the truth. So I'd like to take it by board or commission.
I make a motion to approve them as submitted, all of them at once.
As submitted. Is
Yes.
there a second to that motion? Second?
Second, yeah.
Second to that motion, okay, all right. All in favor of taking the committee assignments as indicated on the agenda as a group, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So I think the motion carries, that we will take them as a group then. So do I have a motion to approve those appointments for the boards and commissions?
So moved.
Second. Thank you. All in favor of the appointees and reappointments as listed in your agenda, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That
No.
motion carries. Thank you, Darlene. That motion carries. Next thing we have is the change orders for 44 Frederick Street. That was indicated on your agenda. And do I have a motion for that?
So moved.
Second? Second. Do we have any discussion or any questions about that?
Do we need to take
Yeah,
these separately?
I need, what are the change orders? I don't understand.
Eric's going to explain that.
The numbers and the amounts. I mean, I understand ratifying approval, but what did they pertain to?
Eric's going to explain that.
All right, thank you.
So in your packets were the actual, what we call the AIA cover sheet that shows you what the change order was for, and there is a description on that. Typically, there's a memo that comes from me that goes along with that. That was inadvertently not put in your packet, but it is at your place tonight for you to look at. For that reason, I will go through them individually, and if you have questions, you can certainly ask them. Change order number 4 has to do with the cost related to additional asbestos. So in the course of design for the project, we did engage with a third-party environmental consultant to actually come on site, test for asbestos and look, and all of that is available to see, we're comfortable with. The problem we have here is as we started to strip away some of the drywall, we found these pipe ductwork banks that were actually buried in the wall, and those pipes had asbestos on them. And so certainly they were not visible at the time of the review, and therefore that is an additional cost to abate those. So that's change order number 4. Questions on that one? Change order number 5 has to do with cost savings. So if you'll remember in the onset of this project, we talked about value engineering items. And one of the items that came up was actually the reduction of what we call high density storage. And with that, when we removed those units from the project, what happened there was we ended up not having to reinforce the floor. So those high density units are on rollers, and they take a fairly elaborate structural system that goes along with them. When we don't need that high density system anymore, we didn't need the structural reinforcement that went along with it, and certainly then we're due a credit for that. And so that credit was in the amount of $32,392. Any questions on that one?
Nice to see credits.
Love credits. Change order number 6, this is the additional cost related to some steel changes that we had to do. So what happened here was the entire project was based off of the as-built records for that building. So we actually found the original department store plans, we found the modifications when it was converted over to the use that we had for it, and for the most part, they were very accurate, and we were able to use them, and the architects put together the plans. What happened was we had one individual column line that actually was not where those as-built plans had shown it to be. It was actually offset quite a couple feet and was actually buried in a wall. And so what that means for us is we had to kind of revisit our structural design to make sure that it was still going to work. And luckily, instead of sort of throwing out the entire thing and starting over, what we were able to do is actually keep one of the existing walls that we had scheduled for demolition, and we were able to reinforce that and use that existing wall and still keep the same floor plan, all the same programming and everything that we wanted to do. And so this change order is for the additional steel that's needed to reinforce that wall.
There's 4.
Questions on that one?
It's put in 2 different ways here.
All right, the last one, this is what we call a zero change order. Sometimes in the course of a construction project, you'll do a change order simply to track when you have a scope in schedule, or a change in scope, a change in schedule, or a change in cost. And sometimes you just simply have a change that you want to document through a change order. So in this particular case, what's happening is, when this project was bid, we built allowances into the project. There were things we knew we were going to come into, but we didn't have an exact amount on them. So we built them into the contract so that we knew up front what the cost is, because we can always remove it later if we don't need it. And so here what's happening is we used a little bit of that allowance for the terrazzo floor and prepping that. What we found was that actually there was a vertical difference in the floor when they peeled up some of the carpet and things that were over there in the polygraph area. If you ever walk through there, there was a little bit of a step up. So when they peeled all that out, that was actually, the floor was up higher. And so we had to work with the contractor a little bit, but we had an allowance that accounted for that. And so this is a change order that's simply recognizing that we used our allowance. Questions on that? The thing I would point out certainly is, obviously staff, the contractor, we are working very, very hard to control costs on this job, just like we did on this one here. So, yes, this does represent about $11,000 of additional. We're already queuing up another credit change order that's going to be coming next month. That's about $13,000 of credit back again. So this is sort of the game we're playing a little bit, where we're getting some credits, but we're also seeing some additions. The goal, and certainly the intent, is to try and get those two to balance out as closely as we can. Questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. thank you for the explanation.
You're welcome.
I appreciate
I don't
that.
think I got a motion. Did I get a motion to approve that?
I made the motion.
Motion.
Huh? I did, we did. Oh, we did, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll vote on that motion.
I guess my point of information with the solicitor, it's okay, we're taking A and B together. We don't need to separate them out.
We're taking A and B together. Can we? Should we take them separately?
There are four.
There were two together. and
I
two-
see.
Do you want to separate them out?
No.
Okay, you want to go A and B together? Okay, all right. All in favor of change orders for 44th Registry Street indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. And the next one we have, who would like to make that motion?
So moved.
Motion.
Tim,
I'll
and do we have a second? Is that Matt?
Second.
I'll
Thank you.
second.
Oh, thanks. All right, good, okay, all right. All right, so do we have any discussion of that prior to our approval? Maybe discussion following our approval, or our vote, I'm sorry, our vote. All right, all in favor of the motion to appoint Lieutenant Joseph Bunny as the acting police chief effective February 4th, indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Now, are there any comments? Any comment you want to make? Thank you very much. We're excited to have you. And excited for the potential. Thank you. Any reports we have of council members, council committees, and any other public bodies? Any reports? Brian?
I don't have a report, but I have a comment here.
Sure.
With closing. I think it would be important for council, I know it's moving up to chief, for council to support that. He's going to have a meeting, and I think we should all try to take a chance or opportunity to go and be at that meeting, if you can, and show the support so that the officers know that we care.
And that would be open to us?
As long as he has the invitation sent out to
Hey,
us.
can you come? Well, come forward. Come to the microphone.
So we are planning a department meeting on the morning of the 4th, on 2/4 at 7:15. It will be downstairs in the large training room, and you're absolutely positively invited. We'd love to have you there. We're going to basically discuss moving forward as a department, and we appreciate your support, so thank you so much. And again, thank you for the motion and your vote and your
Thank you.
support. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. That's a really good idea. I appreciate that.
I had to spit it out, sorry about
That was
that.
good. Any other reports from any other committees? I do have a report from the Governance Committee. We discussed the goals that were listed for each committee for this year. And Amy was at our meeting, and she would like to maybe have that goal assessment in the annual report that she does. And we were hoping that each committee could get to Amy the completion of the goals. Maybe there were 3 or 4, you could just achieve, not achieve, working on it, abandoned. I mean, abandoned, that's not a good word, is it? Not abandoned, just working on it.
Revised.
Okay, all right. Is that a possibility? Could you reach by what date? End of
Should-
February?
If you do it by the retreat, then we should have all meetings before then.
Okay. Okay. That sounds, can everybody do that? Is that, that's gonna be easy to do. Achieved, not achieved. Right. Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate that very much. Any management reports?
Not this evening, no.
All right. Under correspondence and information, we are indicating that Recreation Board meetings, date and location change is third Wednesday of each month at Council Chambers at 5:30. Now we have additional public comment. Sandy?
I had the opportunity to meet with a member of McDonald's district management, and I raised my concerns again for like the 4th or 5th time about their franchise being turned into a base for drug operations. Today when I went, that was yesterday, today when I went to McDonald's, the the narc who has been in and out of there quite frequently was there with this attitude of, what are you going to do about it? I'm going to continue to fight it. This past week, they found one of them passed out on the floor in the men's bathroom. 2 ambulances were called, and I think 3 or 4 officers responded. She was unaware of that and highly upset because I think the bill for an ambulance is $750. Is that correct, or is it higher now?
I don't know.
So she was unaware of that and was unhappy that they were called. I was waiting for her again today, but evidently something came up, so we couldn't continue the conversation. As far as the library, those characters have returned, and it took like 4 weeks or so to start their old routine again of running back and forth to the bathroom, and they increased the numbers of their group. And the notorious one decided that he was sleepy. And this was while M&T Bank was holding their meeting downstairs in the Bear Center. And I was waiting for them to come back up and see him waiting for him to fall on the floor. But at least someone in the staff saw my note and came over and woke him up. I don't have a solution to that problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone on community media that wants to make any public comments?
Can I rise?
Certainly, Mr. Holt.
Thanks. Sorry if I didn't check the form right. I think you need to reopen the budget that you passed in December, because clearly either you didn't have all the facts, or not all the council had all the facts, and certainly not all the public had the facts. Because when you made the decision to allocate $40,000 to Main Street Hanover, and you talked about the fact that they really didn't need the money, they had a lot of money in the bank, and they have a lot more money in the bank than they had last year, fiscal year. And in the filing they submitted to the IRS to close out in October 2025, to close out fiscal year for 2024, they reported they had $416,000 in assets. $416,000 at the close of the year. There it is. You can look it up yourself. And what I'm thinking is, why does an organization that has $400,000 in the bank, up above the $250,000 it had in the bank to close out 2023, why do they need to get subsidies from the taxpayers? Why are we paying them to take care of business? Why does taking care of business always come ahead of the citizens in this town who are struggling to pay the increased water tax that was imposed on them, that will be bearing the burden of the additional 20 years of financing for this building project when you overshot the bids? And it just seems like it's not fair. And there's 3 kinds of justice in Hanover. There's the justice for you and your friends, the justice for your preferential people, like you like to ask for money and handouts for. And then there's 5 miles of bureaucratic red tape, legal gobbledygook, and whatever red tape you can throw, and then there's the rest of us. And we just get stuck with whatever you hand out to us. And we're supposed to stand here and appreciate it. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. That's not right. And it should have been fully disclosed how much money they had in the bank. And some people in the staff knew, because the borough manager sits on the board of Main Street. They knew how much money they had in the bank. They didn't need it, and I don't see why the taxpayers should have to keep subsidizing businesses for whatever reason. And it's time to do something a little bit different than the business as usual, and I thank you.
Thank you. We just have one additional announcement. Please plan to exit the building within 15 minutes following adjournment so staff may secure the building and depart for the evening. Please note the dates coming up for the upcoming meetings, council committee meetings, and I ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
No motion.
Thank you. We're adjourned officially at 8 o'clock. Thank you. Thank you for your attendance.